go for the, the materialistic aspect of a relationship, just keep that in mind, okay? A lot of the time those men be cheating.
What's going on, cousins, and welcome back again on another episode today. How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing well, and if you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, we are going to be checking out this video this woman made. She made a video talking about the reason why majority of black women are behind in the dating game and how they can't seem to find these men who are providers. You guys already know that this conversation on relationship is a very big one. Like, people are so open about relationship these days, which in turn open doors for people to actually share their real experience. Black women in the United States have a higher percentage of the women who are not married, and this always spark conversation here and there. This woman's video is going viral, and so many women are weighing in on what she has to say as well. And let me just roll the clip so that you guys can see exactly why she thinks that black women are behind in the dating game.
Here is the reason why majority of black women are behind in the dating game, behind in the marital game. They're not getting married and they cannot secure, or they have not been securing men who provide. And the main reason why is honestly speaking, it's first societal programming, and second, the way that we raise our children, which is why I encourage every black woman that's watching this video, even if you made mistakes and you already have children, be the person that breaks the pattern in the family, especially in regards to the selection of men. Let's be honest. Women who are of other cultures, as white women, Middle Eastern women, Asian women, they are taught to target and date and pursue men who are providers, someone or a man who has something to offer. Because in those cultures, when the father gives their daughter away to that man, they don't have the expectation in their mind that their daughter is going to have to struggle, work hard, work double shifts. They feel like, we're giving our precious flower away to you. Here she is. Make sure you take good care of her and make sure you're able to provide for her. But in the black community, we're taught different. We're taught to date someone just because you like them. Oh, he's not working. It's okay, girl. Girl, hold him down. Hold him down. He doesn't have much going on. Hold him down. Just work it out. Stick it out. We're kind of taught that struggle narrative, that narrative of hard work and hard labor. And we're taught, but why would you be doing hard labor if you have a man present that you are in a relationship with? That's the difference. And there was a point in time I was working in a luxury firm. Luxury firm was predominantly a Caucasian luxury firm. And, we would have girl talk, like all the associates, like it was really chill vibes. We would all sit down in the lunchroom and just talk about girl stuff. Everyone's dating someone new, catching up. And I noticed that the Caucasian women in there and the Middle Eastern women in there and even the Latin women in there, their first question when anyone in our group was dating a man, their first question was, okay, what does he do for a living? That was always the first question. It wasn't, do you like him? Do you love him? Does he treat you nicely? No, that was never the first question. And as I grew up and I matured, it totally dawned on me. And I'm like, no wonder they are so far economically with marriages and with relationships, because the first thing that they look at is financial security. Black women, on the other hand, that is not the first thing that they look at unless they're from African cultures. African women are totally different when it comes to American women as far as how they date. That man has to be, if they're going to check bank statements before the marriage is even legalized, they're going to check bank statements. That's how it is in Africa. So props to African women. They have that on lock as far as black women. But it dawned on me, and I'm like, this is the problem. This is it right here. Why are African American women not vetting men properly? Why aren't they choosing men who are educated? Why are they not looking for men who have something to offer? Why are they looking for men that they have to work with or slave with? Majority of the African American women that I know that are highly educated, hyper educated, they take care of their husbands. Their husbands are house husbands.
What do you guys think about what this woman said? What do you think about a reason for, Black women being behind in the dating game? All the time you hear something like, oh, I was told to hold him down, I was told to, support him and just work together. And then when you see women who wants to go for the people who are already stable or who are already, bringing in something, they'll be like, oh, she's a gold digger. I just kind of feel like the system is so different when it comes to Black women. If you follow those people who talk more about relationship, their approach to Black women actually picking the type of women that these white women will go for is different, because they start to call them names like gold diggers and stuff like that. A video went viral and so many women are coming in as to the reason why Black women are behind in the dating game. And I would like you guys to sit back and let's just check out what these women have to say. Like they dropped real gems that I don't want you to miss out on. Just sit back and let's check out what these women have to say about the reason why Black women are behind in the dating game.
Like this is it right here. Why are African American women not vetted?
What this content creator said was true, but I don't fully agree with the narrative that Black women just aren't vetting properly, or Black women just they're not looking for the right things. When we talk about American Black women and Black men and why we're behind in the relationship status and marriage status, and why Black women are behind in, the mindset of looking for providers compared to all other races, you have to consider why. Because Black Americans' lives in America started with slavery. Black women have been conditioned since the beginning of slavery to hold Black men down, to ride for them, because they had no other option. First of all, it's not like they could date other races. They were slaves, so they were stuck between dating each other or having secret affairs with a white person or something, but there was no open acceptable dating of other races. So you had Black people having to be together, and then you're watching your loved ones, you're watching your husband, your brother, your sons be brutally beaten and murdered in front of you. They had no finances to provide for you. They had no job other than being a slave. They had no house, no nothing they could do for you. All you could do was love them, and all they could do was love you. Like, that was literally the foundation of the Black relationship, was love. Everything around them was hell and chaos. The little bit of happiness they had was falling in love and creating a family. And even that thing that you love, that family, can be snatched away from you and ripped away from you at any time. There were no providers. There were no, and even if your husband was providing for you in whatever way he could as a slave, it could still be taken away at any given moment. It really didn't mean anything. That's all Black people could give each other in America as slaves, was love and protection. Limited protection. So then you move out of that time period, and now you have when Black people were free, but there was segregation and all that. Black people really still weren't dating white people at the time, because white people still very much hated Black people, and you did have something rare here and there, but if I'm correct, it was still illegal. Yes, it was illegal to date, especially for a Black man to be with a white woman. And if it wasn't illegal, it was very highly frowned upon, to where you would get murdered for it. So Black couples were still forced, in a sense, not saying that they didn't want to, but they were still kind of forced to be with each other. But that was the beginning of the Black man becoming a provider, because he was now able to actually work, but he's working in a society where nobody really wants to even see him free. He barely got some rights, and any little thing, he can sneeze the wrong way and they're going to kill him. A white man could be having a bad day and decide, we're just going to go lynch this Black dude because we feel like it, and they will get away with it. We're not that far removed from that time period. So once again, the main thing the Black community had was love. The main thing to draw you to a Black man as a Black woman was because you were attracted to him, because you liked him, because he treated you nice. If he was able to financially provide for you, that was a plus, I'm sure. But that was not our top thing we're looking for. Like, other races had the luxury to look at that type of thing. Black Americans coming out of slavery did not have that luxury. Now we're a little bit further removed from that, and we're able to start thinking about things like having a soft life and wanting a provider as Black women. But the concept is still fairly new. But you can't just take everything that our ancestors been through in a race. No, it's been being passed down to us. So your mother raised you the way her mother raised her, the way her mother raised her, so on and so forth. So it's still in Black women to love and to nurture and protect the Black man, because that's what women, that's the main thing they were able to offer all this time, was just their nurturing and love. And so it's still in Black women to pass that down. That's why they spoil their sons and they're harder on their daughters. But we're still conditioned to look at each other and go after each other off of emotions, not finances. So it's not because we're doing anything wrong or we're just not like the other women out there. It's because literally that was a luxury. Now we're stepping into that luxury where we can think that way. And a lot of Black women are starting to come around and say, okay, I want to live a soft life. The only issue is that Black men are also deciding, now that they're a little bit removed from, a Black man can still be killed just because, but it's not as bad as it was before. It's just a little bit harder. And now they want a soft life too. That's the problem. And we're looking at them like, oh, you're weak, you're this, you're that. I'm starting to wonder, maybe it's just that they're just tired and they want a soft life. Now, Black men and Black women stemming from slavery in America, the generations after it, us now, we all deserve to have a soft life. Seeing as what our ancestors went through, we deserve to just be able to lay around and do nothing all day, seeing as though Black people have always been working since they touched down in America. But that creates a war between us. We're looking at Black men like, how come you aren't providing for me and doing X, Y, and Z like the white man over here, like the Asian man over there, or like all these other races are doing for their women? But that is a new concept for them. That is a new concept for all Black Americans. This is a new concept. We can't compare ourselves to what other people who weren't dealing with what we're dealing with, who didn't get snatched out of their homeland and brought into slavery. We can't compare ourselves to them. So now you got us looking at Black men saying, y'all need to provide for us, y'all need to take care of us, it's time for us to have a soft life, which is very true. But then you got Black men looking at us saying, no, you need to share the burden with me. I wanna be able to relax a little bit too. And it's not right either way. It's not right that Black men never got a break. It's not right that they never got a break. And it's not right that Black women never got a break. Like, it's just not right either way. But to say that we're not picking right, or like there's something wrong with Black women for how we're choosing, I don't agree with that. And I'm not saying that that's what that creator was saying, but I'm just saying I feel like a lot of people are talking like that on the internet. And a lot of Black women are mad at themselves for how they've been choosing. But the thing is how we've been taught to choose, because love was the only thing that we really had.
I agree with this, but also make sure that you're dating for their character as well. Like, a lot of times men make a lot of money and they're still assholes. So you're going to be marrying this man, being with this man and everything, and he cheats on you. And he got mistresses. That's what be happening in these other cultures too, especially African cultures. Them men be having mistresses, baby. So really, if you're going to go for the materialistic aspect of a relationship, just keep that in mind, okay? A lot of the times those men be cheating. But I know it's the argument of, oh, I'd rather cry in a Benz than a fucking Toyota, but it's still you got to really pay attention to that shit, because that's what you're in for if you're going for that type of shit. But if you're going purely for character and then money is a plus, you get a better chance of having a man that'll take care of you and treat you right. Oh my God, double whammy. So I feel like a lot of us women, that's also why we're behind. So it's two extremes on this spectrum, I'll say. So it's like the women that go after the man for money because, I'm going to get cheated on anyway. And then it's the women that just settle for the poor men because they think, whatever, I'll take care of him as long as he loves me. It's no, there needs to be a middle ground. Let's go right here. Okay, let's get the man that is generous and is ambitious, but is also treating you well. And that's how we gonna win.
Every Black woman that's watching this video, even if you may,
please go watch her video. So watch the video. If you got a closed mind, and just keep scrolling regardless. But my point is this. I was trying to make the same point as somebody else who just didn't get it right. And what I was trying to say was, my point was, and it goes kind of back, it relates to her video and what she's saying, is to me, it seems like for a few generations now, Black women have been raising our daughters to ultimately become or prepare to be single mothers. Now, some of y'all are not going to like it. You're not going to get it. That's good and fine. But it's it's one thing to raise your daughter to know how to be independent and to know how to stand on her own 2 feet, but y'all are raising your daughters to be independent while in a relationship, or to be ready to be involved with a person, to have a child, and then be on your own raising that child. And I know a lot of y'all not gonna get it. That's perfectly fine. But those who get it are gonna get it. Go back and watch the video anyway. I feel like there's so many people that can really learn from this, from what she's saying, because it makes perfect sense. We just need to redo a whole lot of shit. And I think breaking that, I don't know if you want to call it a generational curse or Black American cultural curse or whatever it is, but we need to start breaking it and doing better, because it's really crazy how, as Black women, a lot of times we don't see that we are worthy of even going into dating and looking for possible suitors for ourselves and our daughters if we have them. Like, we're not worthy of that, or we're not, that's gold digger mentality, or that's whatever. Whereas we will have friends of other races and other nationalities or whatever, other cultures that do this, and we think it's perfectly normal, and we love that for them, but we don't see that it's okay to do it for ourselves. It's really time to unlearn some stuff, like, for real, like, now.
What do you guys think about what they all said? I love the fact that they made 3 different points, but still very, very valid. The very first teach, related it to slavery, saying women are told to, nurture, help, love, and that is all they could get at that point while their men are away working. The second one talk about how even if you get the one that has money, make sure that the character is there as well, because character is very, very important. I can say it's different in Africa compared to America, because even the men here are actually, trained to be providers, if I can say. But then again, the cheating part where the lady highlighted, because you'd be like, oh, some ladies will say they prefer to cry in the Benz and stuff like that, and this is where character comes in. I think kindness is going to be the word for me. Just try to get someone who is kind. Like, when someone is very kind, I think it kind of like solves so many puzzles. The last woman highlighted the fact that this single mother tends to raise their daughter to have this independent mindset, even in relationship, forgetting the fact that it can be partnership in that relationship, and if you try to act so independent, it might ruin a lot of things, because you might as well not be giving space for the man to be the provider in the relationship. The other lady as well pointed out how if women actually ask this type of question, like, what are you doing, or what do you do for yourself, they are seen as gold diggers and stuff like that. I was able to get a few comments, and this person said, I feel also a lot of women think dating providers means dating high earners. Of course, most people aren't high earners, and yeah, there are some people who are actually high earners, but they are not giving, like they are not providers. Like, this is even going to be a topic for another day. Another person said, my mom was big on dating guys who had more going on than me, which I totally agree to be the best balance. But yeah, I know sometimes life can happen, but I thought she's trying to make me a gold digger until I grew up and understood exactly why. This person said, this is so true. If I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't have never married and dated my soon-to-be ex-husband. I'm so sorry. This person said, growing up, my brothers got away with things that if it was me doing it, I would get in trouble for it. I think this plays a role into it too, and I totally agree. There has been conversation of people actually calling out parents who raise their sons differently from their daughters, because they feel like their son needs to be catered for in the house, which in turn, they grew up to be something else. Another person said, where was TikTok when I was younger? Shake my head. Learning all my mistakes after the fact, but now I can teach my daughters. I can tell you that I have learned so much on TikTok. One of the things that I love so much about TikTok is the vulnerability that it provides. A lot of people just come there and say it the way it is without even looking back, and that helps so many people, including myself. And this is the reason why we need to continue to share. Imagine there's someone out there as well who would love to get or see a message or videos like this, so make sure you share. This person said, my Haitian parents will never. First thing my mom asks me is, what does he do? The only available options are lawyer, doctor, rich businessman. But imagine trying this. They will say, oh, he's a gold digger. Oh, the parents are gold diggers. Oh, they were trained their kids to be gold diggers and stuff like that. And we are scrutinized for even having this knowledge and expectation. It's like they want to humble us. Yes, Exactly, because when you see a woman who has expectation, there are so many men, especially on Twitter, there are so many men that will throw jabs at them. If you see these people just tweeting what they want in a man and stuff, if you see the men who will come for them in the comments and retweet and just blast them, it's so funny because I'm like, don't you expect someone to have an expectation, especially when you've done the work on yourself? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about all of this. Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure you turn your bell notification on as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, and I love you guys.